Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's fine. Recording here at 6 a.m. in the morning. Boom, early bird catches YouTube video. Anyway, so it's been a long time. I've been posted anything, and I really do apologize, but it's been busy, interesting times. Been talking loads to recruiters about the repeal of IR35 and getting as much information for this. And this video has been triggered by the alias or name Zazzle Q or Zazzle Q. Anyway, you know who you are. So Zazzle Q has a question. The question is about IR35 repeal. What does it mean for contractors looking to save on tax expense? Look, just let you guys know about when it comes to tax, you gotta pay it. Don't shy away from paying tax, boys and girls. If you're a contractor, embrace not paying 40%, you pay your 20. And you gotta pay your accountant. Don't run away from paying tax when it comes to a contractor. If you're a contractor who's actually looking to go into business because you're sick and tired of paying 40% when you're a permanent employee, it's not really the good reason why you want to be a contractor. If you want to be a contractor, you should be looking to be able to say, I wish to be on bleeding tech. I wish to be running as a business, or this is my first step into venturing into a business and running my own limited company. And then therefore building on top of this. That's the whole point, really. Let's be honest. And you're looking to be more of a consultant and have an expertise and investing in yourself, meaning you pay for your courses, you pay for your books, you pay for those things that makes you the expert that you are today and running. So when it comes to tax, pay it, don't kill the goose who's laying the golden egg, boys and girls. That's your HMRC. Now let me tell you, if that goose finds out that you've been shortchanging her, oh, she will come and snip you and do all sorts of wonderful things and take more than what you should be paying for originally. Okay, and the second part of that question from Zazzle Q is, does it mean that there will be less permanent roles as folks will be able to make more as contractors? Well, you'd be surprised. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't really say. But what I want to do is to show you this. I want to show you basically what Dave Chaplin in LinkedIn has shown people in his, in one of his recent comments about IR35 repeal. And it says, the chancellor, this dude here, I forgot his name, but, I haven't met him in person, but he seems like a good guy. And you see it says, we will reverse reforms to IR35 that have added unnecessary complexity and cost to so many businesses. So let's try to see what he's actually trying to say here. The repeal for IR35 as is obvious is this. It's not for the advantage for contractors. It's for the advantage of businesses. I think the chancellor, before he was employed, elected, summoned in, I don't know what the term is, before he took this position, he was hearing from businesses, look, we're suffering. Our businesses now depend more so on technology and being digitized, digital, however you want to term it, to be able to succeed or launch, right? And it is very complex what IR35 is, because HMRC keeps changing its status as to what's in and out. And basically it was far simpler when the decision was made by the contractor. I guess that's why he's taking it back to that step, rather than it being before, where IR35 was just, not a problem at all. You were definitely outside IR35. But here is this thing. What I've heard from recruiters when it comes to basically a lot of businesses, they've gone, look, we don't want to hire a permanent employee to do this particular job. It's not profitable or in the best interest of the business. We really want a contractor, but we don't understand in or outside IR35. So what will happen is that they will then, therefore, they being the recruiter, try to help business, but then inside the business itself, There's always not HRC, the HR. See, it's been a long time me dealing with HR that I forgot about them. No offense, but it's HR, and it's basically finance that's going. Look, it sounds too risky us saying that there's rules outside IR35 because the amount of penalties that we may have to pay. Let's keep it on the safe side. Pay a little bit more money as a day rate. But let's say it's inside IR35. Now, as a contractor, regardless of if you're being paid 550 or 750 pounds, when it comes to paying 40% tax, it really does sting. I'll tell you why. And I alluded to the beginning, it's because as a contractor, you should be paying, or you do pay for your own IT equipment, the books that you need to read so that your skills are always updated, or it's in current fashion, if I can say. And the whole point of being a contractor is so that you're working more, that skill above being a permanent employee. That's the whole point, isn't it? It is. And that's why you'll see sometimes on my profile, it's just like, you're in for a job for a month, or you're in for a job for 3 months, you're in for a job for 6 months, you could be in a job for 12 months. It really depends on how long that project will run for and the demand on your skills to be able to get them from nothing to something. That's the whole point. Or at least it should be. So what do I think if there'd be more permanent jobs? Will there be more permanent jobs? I mean, let's take a look at the current job market today. Let's take a decision on that, okay? So if I go for Azure DevOps, which, is the space. Azure is the space I work in. So I do DevOps, I do FinOps, I do security, I do architecture, I just make things work, okay? And the thing is that let's look at current. So for permanent work is 1, 2, 3. Now, if I just go for jobs not stated, because it's always a rule of thumb, I never apply for a job that doesn't state the salary, because from my experience, not saying that it's for that happens all the time, it's usually people who are harvesting CVs or trying to understand what job will go for, some weird thing. So I don't waste my time. If your job has salary stated, I'm interested. Or day rate. Okay, so Azure DevOps 908. That's potent, man. That's still hitting the sweet spot. And it's like, okay, here, I gotta be honest with you. What will happen is that a lot of people just go, well, I want to get paid 100 grand plus. I want to achieve the high end stuff. There's a lot of, if I saw 10 jobs posted at £100,000 plus back in 2018, I saw 10 jobs. That was a lot. Now it's 185. I bet you anything next year that's going to double. But let me share with you what I've experienced in the permanent world. And that is that if I, as a permanent employee, I'm doing the job, and besides, to my right, beside me is a contractor who's inside IR35, meaning that you're going to get taxed at your 40%. That person is actually doing the same job as me, but double the salary. I go, well, what's the point? Because let's really face it, right? There is no security in contracting or permanent employment. There isn't. Have we not faced redundancies back in 2010 when a house market crash? Yeah, a lot of people made redundant. Me. Do we not face redundancies, furlough, whatever the hell you want to call it, when COVID happened? And then after your furlough pays, a lot of people got left, to say, I'm really sorry, but we can't keep paying you. Our businesses close. There's no security. So what happens? People just went, well, I don't want to go contracting because it's too risky. Hey, that's a myth, man. You could cross the road tomorrow, something hits you and you die. That's the risk. That's the true risk. I read in Financial Times the biggest risk you could ever take in your life is not taking any risk at all. You gotta take chances. You gotta take risks. That's the whole beauty of life. Take a chance. But the point is this: look, when it comes to permanent work, and you see somebody who's a contractor, so let's compare it, right? Here's Azure DevOps Kubernetes, 100% remote, up to 85,000. And if I try to look for something similar, here's outside, but I want to look for something that's outside, also outside, but here, okay, here you go. Here's something here. Here's our DevOps contractor, right? 12 months contract. And let's face it, a lot of people tend to be in a job for a year, sometimes a little bit less. By a year is your sweet spot, 12 months for £750. So if I went to salary calculator and look for something at £700, I will see that I would achieve in my hand £107, £107,000 a year, as opposed to my 80%. But let's face it, if I do salary calculator and I duplicate it, I was on a salary of, let's say, 80,000 to 3. I yeah, I'm 50 grand short of what I was paid if I was a contractor inside IR35. Okay, there's a better calculator to use for, being inside and outside IR35. I just tend to be able to say, okay, what's the equivalent of, I use a salary calculator to show me, okay, what's the worst case scenario. But yeah, that is the worst case. 700, I pocket 107,000, or I could go for the 80,000 job, and I could go, well, I could pocket 55. Well, I think the mass is there. Now, a lot of you be saying, but Jude, life's not all about money. Why money? Why money? Well, I'm not lusting after money, It's the love for money that's the root of all evil, isn't it? Basically, what I'm actually saying is this: if you're doing your expertise and you believe that you're worth what you're worth, get paid what you're worth. The money is there for a particular reason, that is to be used if your family needs a holiday or you need a holiday. I'm not talking about luxurious health. You need to be able to invest in your time off and rest. What happens if somebody gets sick in your family? What happens if somebody needs a new car because it's broken down in your family? What happens if you're sick and tired of renting and you need to be able to have your own house? That's the advantage of money. Money gives you these things, and it's a tool. It's a tool to be used. So am I motivated by money? Yeah, because I give the best to my family. Why should I not be motivated by money? But you got to pay your taxes. All right, so let's just go back to market here. Now we got DevOps, we got architecture. All right, maybe I should just put architect. Better, wouldn't it? Contract 929. That's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good rate. I think that's a good hit. That's way more than that when it was in 2018 and 2019. If I saw 400 jobs posted, that was a lot. But let's look at permanent. Whoa, over 2 grand, over 2,000 jobs posted. Okay, let's say, for example, let's take off the jobs not stating the rate, which is my rule of thumb. Again, 1,423. If I saw 500 jobs posted for Azure architecture back in 2018, 2019, dude, that was a lot. That was a lot. Now, yeah, well over. That's what, 3 times now? That's 3 times, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty good. But a lot of people will be interested in this above 100 grand. So here's my prediction. Here's what I think is what's going to happen in 2023 when IR35 is our responsibility. Is that I think a lot of contractors who thought that's it. This being outside IR35 stuff is way behind us. It's best up for us now to just retreat into permanent work. Well, they're going to go, well, to hell with this permanent work. I like when I was contracting. I love the idea of being paid $550 and not having these additional responsibilities and permanent. I just love the idea of just focusing on a project and just banging out the code or doing the architecture and just saying sayonara when it came to 5 o'clock. I like being my own boss. I miss that. You're going to see a lot of people who are just going to go into contracting again. What does that mean for a business? Well, a business is going to go, well, we need to now fill that role. Now, what's going to happen is that, let's say, for example, said contractor went into permanent position, and now they should go back outside. Well, the market shifted again. What was £100,000 salary now has to probably turn into 140, £150,000 salary. Or business goes, well, shoot, we can't. There's no benefit for us to actually paying someone permanently at 150 grand. There's more benefit because you get more tax relief and stuff like that. I think, I'm not sure. Speak to your accountant of how that works, but you get more benefits of hiring a contractor than you do a permanent employee for tax purposes. I'm just guessing here, folks. Okay, I'm speculating. So then what happens? Well, they go, well, let's hire more contractors. Let's not worry about permanent people. Let's hire a contractor. Or on the flip side, they go, well, we are permanent employee or permanent person who was doing architecture or Azure or DevOps or whatever, did a cracking job, and they did a cracking job because they invested in their skills and they knew a lot more than the average permanent person. It tends to happen. Okay, I'm not being biased. So then they say, well, gosh, we're not finding lots of people in the permanent market space, so let's find a contractor to be able to replace this person. That could happen. So what will happen is that you see less permanent jobs and then more contracting jobs. Or what will happen is that you're going to see more contracting jobs and more permanent jobs. We just don't know. What I know is that there's going to be more jobs. And what I do know is that you're going to see less inside IR35 roles, more outside IR35 roles. So what's the plan? The plan is you need to be able to know where you're going, what you want to do, what vertical, what space, what anything you want to go, and be passionate. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, and what I mean by passionate is like, it's something that you're excited and working in. It's technology that you really love and do. Because if you end up doing the job that you're just doing it for the money and you're doing it for the glamour, like being a CIO or a CEO or a DevOps lead or anything like that, that doesn't really excite you, you're going to be shit. I'm sorry to say. It's just, you need to be able to be working something that really gives you a buzz. So just do that. Now, let's go back. The repeal is for the business. The repeal is not for contractors. The repeal is for businesses to launch and be more successful using technology than ever before. Is there anything to worry about? No. There's more to gain than there is to lose. Just depends on who you are. Anyway, I hope that's helped. I hope that's given you some motivation to do whatever you want to do. Zazzle Q, thank you very much for posting that, buddy. And, everyone, good luck. See you soon. Bye-bye.